Good morning and welcome to P&B Sports. I'm Abel Sunday and I'm not doing the show alone today. I'm also with Walter Odige Audio from Lagos. Walter, how are you and how is Lagos this morning?
I'm doing very well, and Lagos is calm this morning. No, the more usual buzzing around and jam-packed movement. Well, I've not seen that, so it's holiday, and so yeah, it's pretty cool this morning.
That reminds me, Barka de Salah. I mean, yes, Nana Barka de Salah.
No, they said this is not time for this is not Baraka Salah. This is Eid Fitri.
Is what?
Eid Fitri.
Well, whatever. But happy Salah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just dive into the conversation. Walter, I remember we talked about Super Eagles on Monday last week before their game on Tuesday against Zimbabwe, and you said that you don't want to stick your neck, but you can go. They will take the 3 points. But with the performance and what we saw against Zimbabwe, it's as if the players don't know what even at stake. And you see, Victor Osimhen got so angry that he had to left the pitch after the final whistle. What will you make up of that?
The truth of the matter is, Nigeria Super Eagles, they always find a way to make Nigerians sad. It's been a norm for the team in recent years. Let's. I remember on Monday during our conversation, I told you that on a normal note, this is supposed to be an easy game, a very easy game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But the truth of the matter is, I don't trust them. I don't trust them in the sense that they've done the hard work. They've gone to Rwanda and they've done the hard work by securing maximum points in Rwanda. You had expect Zimbabwe to not give them any sort of headache or whatsoever in Oyo, but Nigeria being Nigeria, they played the game like you rightly said, as if there is nothing at stake. I was not seeing that fire. I was not seeing that zeal. I didn't see fights. All the characteristics and features that was there against Rwanda in the first match of the qualifiers, we are missing in Oyo, and that is really really sad to see because right now we are in a place of even calculator cannot help us this time around because because I have tried to calculate. I don't see how it's possible. So
But
now
but
we
but
still need,
Walter,
apart from calculator, we need prayers
but
because
Walter,
the
you
prayer. Okay.
you know that after we understand very well that Zimbabweans they came with a game plan which is just to sit back and play defense. And you know when a team is playing that I have nothing to lose, just come, just kick the ball around and just sit down behind. It's very difficult to play. Understandable. But after us getting that one goal, instead of taking off Victor, bringing a defender, why putting Boniface? I'm talking about the substitution. Don't you think that's an error on the part of Eric Chell?
Rachel, the truth of the matter is, these days, if we want to criticize him, we just have to, sometimes we have to be careful so that it wouldn't be like, because he's not a Nigerian or because he's an African, that's why we are treating him like that. But the truth of the matter is, like you rightly pointed out, Eric Chell didn't cover himself in glory with his in-game substitution and tactics on the day. I remember vividly where we were 1-0 up. I didn't see the need of, like you said, playing with two strikers. So now we were 1-0 up. We had Ademola Lookman on the pitch. We had Moses Simon on the pitch. We had Victor Osimhen on the pitch. We had that new striker, Akorede Abu. He had him on the pitch. So that was four offensive players, which wasn't necessary. Okay, now Victor Osimhen had a knock, and you wanted to remove Osimhen to bring in someone. It is only normal that what a coach should be thinking of at that moment in time should be, safeguarding your defense, tightening your defense. You would expect him to take off Victor Osimhen and bring in another central back or another midfielder. So I still don't understand that substitution. I look at it and I'm like, wow, how did this man miss that? Because are you still looking for goals? Are you still looking for goals? It's 84 minutes, at the 85th minute, for crying out loud. What you should be looking for is securing that game. So that's why coaches like Jose Mourinho, Firmino, they are the football goats, because this is a must-win match. You've luckily gotten a goal to give you the must-win victory. You don't bottle it from there. You defend it with all you've got. But away from Eric Chell, I don't think the players either covered themselves in glory. You can see the goal was from the captain Bruno Yemechi, and the captain. The captain they cover himself in glory also, because the captain, it was an easy. He was easily beaten. So it's what it is. It's where we are now. Like I said, it's a tough place to be. It's where Nigeria shouldn't be, because if you look at all other African giants that will be playing that are playing qualifiers, Morocco are flying. Morocco is flying, and every other African country is flying. So yeah, that's what it is.
So, what is the way forward for way out rather for the Super Eagles? Is it the route? Do you think we can still catch up with South Africa, assuming, or let's assume the protest for the how they call deduction of points went through? Do you think we can still catch up with South Africa? And with the performance of Super Eagles, one will expect that they should. You cannot beat your chest and say they are going to win the remaining 4 games. You can't beat your chest and say that. But let's assume that there's a possibility. Do you think we can still catch up with the South Africans, or we'll go through the route of playoff?
The truth of the matter is, like I was trying to point out earlier, now we don't need just calculator. We need fasting and prayers, because now the matter is spiritual. So we have to go spiritual. For example, now this is the thing. So if South Africa were to be deducted those points and goals, so that would be -3 points and -3 goals for South Africa, for for feeding an ineligible player for the game against Lesotho. So now that's one. So now, if that should happen, South Africa will still be leading us with three
With three
points.
points, yeah.
Yes, South Africa will still be leading us with 3 points. And guess what? This is where it gets more interesting. We are going to be playing South Africa. So that's like a 6 pointer game.
Mm.
So if we go to South Africa and we play the game of our lives, and we manage to beat South Africa, that will be on the same point. So
With
now we'll
South
be
Africa.
looking at goals,
Difference.
goal difference. Yes. So in all honesty, I think the only way we can make it through we can make it as first in our group right now is if South Africa were to be deducted 3 points for feeding an ineligible player. So if that should happen, I think we still have very good chance of making it to the World Cup through the normal top by top in the group. So that said, even if take this away from me, even if we South Africa were to be deducted 3 points, I don't see these Super Eagles beating South Africa in South Africa. I don't know how they will do it. I don't see the magic they will do. Listen, I know it's football, anything can happen, but these Eagles, this play set of players just have this thing about them that you just can predict them. You can just see them and predict them and say, okay, these boys, they will not get the results. Or worse still, they can go and get the results, beat South Africa in South Africa, and guess what? They'll lose or draw to Rwanda in Nigeria, or lose or draw to Benin in Nigeria.
All is
Yes,
settled. It's possible.
yes, yes, because we literally drew to Lesotho and Zimbabwe. If we were to win those 2 games, we will not be where we are today. We will be at a much more better place than where we are today.
True.
So it's what it is. I don't know. Something is just fundamentally wrong, because I didn't see that Zimbabwe draw coming at all. It really took me it took my belief in the Eagles away. It took my belief in the Eagles away. And like I said, so now we need both prayers and calculator. So it's easy. So hopefully South Africa gets deducted 3 points and we go and beat South Africa in South Africa. But even if we do that, we still have to beat Benin Republic in Nigeria. We
Yeah.
still have to beat Lesotho in Lesotho. we still have to beat Rwanda in Nigeria. So we still have these 3 games
To
to
play.
go after that, which I cannot even beat my chest and say Nigeria will do that. So, but let's hope for the best, and hopefully, you know, the results falls in our favor, because that's what's it called now? That qualifying second place playoff round. That I don't want to get myself involved in that, because it's so it's not just good enough. Like, imagine the top 4 teams that finish second place will play playoff against themselves, whereby they will be pitted against each other 2-2. So who win among the two semifinals will play a final. So who now win the final, where one will stand, will now go and compete against countries from Asia, this thing,
That's a
for
very
just
long
one
route.
ticket.
Yeah.
So it's too long. I don't want to get. I don't want to even be calculating. I'm not even interested, to be honest, in those things. So first place qualification, or we should just rest, because if you can't qualify normal in this group that we are, there's no need for us to be at the World Cup. Let's not just go and waste funds and waste energy and waste time. That's what I would think. That's what I would say about that.
Well, we cannot throw away the Super Eagles. It's still our own. Just like in fact, we are Nigerians, and there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to just keep our feet, keep our finger crossed, and keep praying for them that hopefully one magic will just happen and we'll get to the World Cup, because it will not be nice, honestly, was missing out of this one, this
Yes,
2026 World Cup, because we missed out of the last
the
one.
last one.
Yes, it will not be nice us missing out this one. Okay, away from the Super Eagles, let's go to the under 17 that just kickstarted yesterday in Morocco. And the first game, Morocco with Uganda, and it was 5-0. Do you see that coming, or is that a statement that the Moroccans are giving us, that this under 17 is our own? And unfortunately, I don't think Nigerian team is not there.
Yes. First off, I would like to say this. You know, if there is a nation Nigeria needs to emulate at right now, in terms of sports, in terms of infrastructure and development, in terms of, so many areas, it is Morocco. The truth of the matter is, I keep on saying it, and I will not stop saying it. There is no African country that is as much that can produce the amount of talent Nigeria can produce. Nigeria is a very, very, very highly talented nation, be it in football, basketball, table tennis, whatever it may be. We are an highly talented nation. But the problem is now we've had people in charge of, of these things, from the government to the sport administrators and all that, that are not, they don't, let me use the word, they don't wish the country well. They don't wish the best for the country. Because I'm sorry, I'm deviating from the question you asked, but I'm heading somewhere. How is Nigeria not qualifying for the under 17 World Cup? This is our birthright. Like, Nigeria has won the most under 17 World Cup 5 times. We've won that tournament. So it has gotten to that level whereby Nigeria don't qualify. Qualifying for under 20 and under 17 World Cup is no more a guaranteed thing for Nigeria. How did we get here? How did we get here? Now the answer is simple. We've got lack of preparations. We don't prepare for all those sort of things. The Super Falcons will be playing WAFCON in June, in 2-3 months' time. The Super Falcons of Nigeria will be playing WAFCON. Guess what? They have not played a match of any kind since October last year. They've not played a friendly, they've not played any tourney, nothing. Whereas other African countries, Morocco in that time frame, have played 4 games. Other African countries are fixing dates to play game. But now we will expect the Super Falcons to arrive at the WAFCON and say, yes, we are Nigeria. We have won 10 titles. The country that is following us has only 2. We should win it. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Success only comes when there's preparations. And Nigeria will lack preparation. And that is how the under 17 didn't qualify. And so it's what it is. So now back to your question. Morocco have been doing magnificently well. Morocco, they've said, you know what, let's invest in sports. Let's do this in sports. Morocco on the 17 World Cup, I don't think it's their thing. Probably this is the second or third time they will be participating at it. So it's a statement result by defeating Uganda 5 goals to nothing yesterday. I think that's a very good result. It's a shocker waves to everyone across the tournament that, you know what, we are not just going to host and see somebody come and parade and say they are champions come the end of the day. We are ready. We want to win this tournament because, since they've been investing so much on sport, I don't think they've won a major trophy. I don't think they've not won the AFCON. They did very well at the World Cup where they got to the the semi-finals.
Semi-finals, yeah.
Yeah, they got to the semi-finals. So they've not really got that prize. They've not really got that prize. So hopefully this will be the benchmark and the start of a new journey for them. I'm in love with that country. I'm in love with that country because it's a country that I am very certain if Nigeria operates the way Morocco are operating now. Mind you, Morocco will host the AFCON in in December this year. They will also host the WAFCON this year. They will also host a beach soccer tournament this year. So they are hosting anything hostable. They've built facilities, state of the art facilities, and they've stood out to be counted. That is good one for Morocco. Like I said, I am really happy for them, and I really wish they can win this tournament. Yeah.
Okay, of course, you are putting your support for your for Morocco to win the under 17. Well, I hope they do. Just like you rightly said, I think they've been one of the best team in the continent so far, so good. And they are the first. They are the first, they've broken the record now. They are the first African team that got to semi-finals in the World Cup. Probably this time
Yes.
they might even win it if care is not taken.
I hope so for them.
I'm just saying. Anyway, well, let's make a short break. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to La Liga to see how the title race is going. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the P&B Sports right in Abuja, and I'm still with Walter Odige from Lagos. Walter, let's turn our attention to La Liga Spain. The title race in La Liga is kind of dicey, don't you think so? Because I was thinking it was a 3 month horse race before when we have Atletico Madrid also battling with them. We're going up and down, but now I think they're leaving Atletico Madrid behind because how they call Real Madrid is 3 point or 6 point ahead of Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona is 9 point ahead of Atletico Madrid right now. And so it means that that title is already. Let's just take Atletico Madrid out of the conversation. But now let's have Real Madrid now. Do you think it might go either way, or do you think Barcelona have the upper hand to win this race?
Yes, it's advantage Barcelona. Let's establish that it's advantage Barcelona because apart from the fact that they are leading with 3 points, they are also leading with three goal. They are leading with over 12 goal difference also. So they are in the lead with points and with goals. But like we've seen several countless times in football, 3 points, 10 games to go. 3.9 games to go is nothing. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Barcelona are currently favourite, but I think it's a strong two-horse race. It's going to go down the wire. It's going to go down the last day because Madrid, they will not relent. They will not want to, lose the title to Barcelona. While Barcelona, on the other hand, we will want to keep it up. But I enjoy watching Barcelona play because it's so devastating. Don't let them score you one, because they will go for two, they will go for three, they will go for four. They are that very, very good team, but I think it will go down the wire. Like you said about Atletico, it was a 3 horse race as at early March, but now that it's getting towards the tail end of the season, they've been separated from the occasion, because they've had, I think, their last 5 results across all competition have been very, very, very poor. So yeah, those are the consequences when you begin to lose ground at this stage of the season. So yeah, it's a 2 horse race. I think I think Barcelona will win it, but I'm not going to write off Real Madrid either, because the points is so small. I'm just giving Barcelona that edge because of the goal difference. I think it will go. It might even go down to goal difference.
Okay, but seeing both of them, and both of them are still in the Champions League. So don't you think that will be a factor? But do you think, because Real Madrid form in the Champions League is still unquestionable, like you know that Real Madrid can come on you anytime, any day, and our next opponent is Arsenal. So how do you think that game will pan out? Or do you think if Real Madrid scale through to the semis or finals of Champions League is going to affect their La Liga title, neither or Barcelona? I'm just trying to establish.
Um, I don't think. First off, I don't think Real Madrid will crash out of the Champions League. Neither do I think Barcelona will crash out of the Champions League. So I think that they both will have that extra curriculum activities in the Champions League to deal with, because the truth of the matter is Real Madrid are so good in the Champions League. It's their league. My prediction earlier on I was like Real Madrid will win the Champions League while Barcelona will win the La Liga, and I'm still standing by that prediction. But that said, if one of the two teams to go out of the Champions League, I think that team might just have that bit of extra advantage in the league, because not having to play a midweek game in the Champions League and come back and give your 100% best in the league could do either team a lot of good. But if you ask both teams, they'll tell you they want to compete on both ends. But I think if you leave the Champions League, for example, and focus on the league, you have that extra advantage over the team that will be trying to do the two, because it's not easy. Now we are at the stage whereby every game is a final, both in the Champions League and in the league. So just imagine playing a final on Wednesday, and you have to play another final on Saturday. So that's how it's going to be for both of them if they don't go out of the Champions League. So like I said earlier, they won't mind is the extra work, but I think it will add a huge impact in the La Liga if either of them were to get out of the Champions League.
Well, I think that's a good place for us to leave today's show. Sport analyst Walter Odige from Lagos, thank you very much indeed for coming to the show this morning.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much.
That is the size of our show this morning. I'm Abel Sunday. From me and the entire team right here in Abuja, I say goodbye.